This is how I'm projecting my first Airbnb property to make over $150,000 per year. Are you interested in investing in an Airbnb property but are unsure how much money you can make? In this video, I'll break down my projections for how my first Airbnb is projected to make about $150,000 per year. Stick around to the end because the net profit might surprise you. So here are the numbers for the first 4 months after launch for my first Airbnb property. November brought in about $10,000. December was 18 grand. January was almost 22,000. And now in February, we're up to about 15,000. So this reaches almost $70,000 in just the first 4 months after launching my Airbnb property. But a lot goes into having an Airbnb that I did not expect and probably underestimated how much work it really is. This property I found off market. I actually built a list. I drew a map around the neighborhoods that I wanted to own in, which are very close to the ski resorts. This property is about a quarter mile from the lift. So I built that list and we cold called that list and we came across this gem of a property. It's an A-frame property. It's exactly what I was looking for. So when you have something in mind and you actually go out and work towards it, a lot of times it comes true. We bought a beater property. It was an old property that the original owner actually still owned it, and he was a contractor that built it back in the 90s, but nothing had been done to it since then. So a lot of deferred maintenance. I had to come in and completely remodel the property and also build it out for Airbnb. A lot of people underestimate what amenities and what needs to go into the property to make it rent as well as this one is. So I had to fully remodel the property, I had to furnish it, we had to get paper towels and toilet paper and shampoo and all those things to make the house livable. On top of that, I installed a spa, I have a game room with arcade games, all the stuff that people would want. I really attract people to your Airbnb. That's the biggest name in the game right now with Airbnb, is having your property stand out from the rest. Because Airbnb is becoming more saturated, and depending on the area, again, this is in Big Bear, California, where there are a good amount of Airbnbs, I had to make my property stand out from the rest. If I made just a standard regular property, my numbers wouldn't even be half of this. So my numbers are this because of how much money I put into it. Over $200,000 into this property and remodel costs and all the amenities, furniture, all the stuff that goes into it. So the expense side is what a lot of people don't talk about. A lot of people show their top line and how they're gonna make $150,000 off their property, but this is a gross number. There's a lot of fees that are taken away from this, including management, my mortgage costs, state, local taxes for this area. So going into the numbers a little bit, I bought this property for, we'll call it $560,000, and I invested about $200,000 in fixing it up. So I'm into that property, $760,000, almost $800,000. After I bought it for $560,000 and fixed it up, I did a cash out refinance and kind of like the Burr strategy, but I didn't get all of my money out. So my mortgage now is about $650,000. So I was able to recoup most of my money out of that property. Of course, I got a loan for the $560,000, but the $200,000 was out of pocket. So I'm investing in that property about $100,000 of my own cash that's still remaining in that property. Now my mortgage is about $4,500 per month. And owning a property in the mountains, there's a lot more that goes into it. I have a snow plow service that comes and plows the driveway and shovels the walkways after every time it snows. That is $600 per year, and then it's about $145 per month during the snow season. That's usually between November to March or so is when I'm actually paying those expenses. Of course, you're going to pay electricity. My electricity is about $500 a month. My gas during the winter months is about $300 per month because people are heating the house constantly. So the gas is pretty far up there. And the biggest expense from this is cleaning and management. My management takes 20% off the top. So it's a pretty big expense, but I am hands off on management. A lot of people self-manage and save this money. I elected to hire a manager because I didn't want to deal with the day-to-day messaging and going back and forth with guests and making sure that they're happy. I'm already running my business. I'm already flipping houses. I have a real estate brokerage. I didn't want to deal with this part. So paying the 20% for me is worth it. For you, you may want to self-manage and save all that money because it is a good amount off the top. And then of course, cleaning. The cleaning fees are included in this number. Every time the property gets cleaned, it's about $200 to $235 depending on what is done. We have an average about maybe 10 stays per month. So that's another about $2,500, let's say, per month in cleaning fees alone. And then the management on top of that, the management is a huge portion of the money that comes in. So like I said, a lot of people talk about how they're gonna make $150,000 from their Airbnb, and it's not really true. Most people are showing their top line, but they're not really showing what the net is. I've written down here now the actual net profit after all expenses are paid. That's after mortgage, utilities, management, cleaning. And so you can see from November of a $10,000 top line, I made $22. So this is the real picture of what an Airbnb can make you. December, we made $9,000. So December was one of our best months. January, $3,191. February, we're gonna make about $2,500. Almost $70,000 top line, we're gonna net about $14,000. So this is what people don't show you. This is the real numbers behind the scenes. Of course, this $14,000 is not the whole picture. There's so many other benefits through owning real estate that everyone talks about. Of course, my mortgage is getting paid down every single month. And of course, there is depreciation that I'm going to be using. So from this property, I'm getting about $160,000 write-off through a cost segregation and bonus depreciation. That's going to be taken right off the top of my income because I'm a real estate professional. That alone is depending on your tax bracket, could be up to a $60,000 or $70,000, savings in taxes. This is the net profit, but there's so many other benefits to it. Calculating this out for the year, I'm expecting I'm gonna make net profit on this property, maybe $30,000 to $40,000 in real net cash flow. November through February, because this is a mountain town, it's a ski resort town, these are the best months. So going out to March, April, May, and especially through the summer months, our gross is probably gonna drop back down to the $8,000 to $10,000 range, which is really where my break even is. For this property, we're probably gonna be looking at breaking even over the summer months and then really capitalizing during the peak winter months. So yeah, this is the numbers that no one shows you and the real net of what Airbnb property can make you. So thanks for watching. I hope you found this video informative and inspiring. If you're interested in learning more about real estate investing and Airbnb in particular, be sure to hit the subscribe button and follow me for more valuable content. If you're ready to start your own Airbnb property and maximize your profits, be sure to check out the links in the description for more information and resources. And don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video.